LLC. We're going to install a projection screen in the hallway. Figure might as well wire speakers throughout the entire place. So that's what we're going to be doing for the next couple of days, wiring speakers throughout the entire place. I set up speaker system here, one for the kitchen, and another one for the setup over here, which I have to actually rearrange my speakers in the next room. So I decided to do something with the hallway. It's a nice size, plenty of light in here, which usually have more lights on in here in the hallway. And again, this does not work on the gray surface that we have here for the wall because the screen will wash out. There you go. It's the reason why I told you at the end of the day that if someone was telling me that since the walls I have in here are a perfect tone of gray, that they would be fantastic and I don't have to use any other screen paint because gray screen paint is more superior. Well, the problem is that it does not pick up contrast or color, and my screen is completely washed out on my Sony ultra short throw projector, so it's not going to work. So that's why we have our black technology in here so our screens can pick up. Because if I use the gray walls in here, the color would be washed out. That's what it's supposed to, well, not look like. It's supposed to be much better than that, but yeah. So I'm going to put a virtual tank in here so I can have a fish tank in here. And of course, I got to use ultra short throw because we don't have a lot of space in our hallway area. This is my hallway area, but you got to clean it up in here. I'm keeping my animal kingdom there, which they got to tidy them up a little better. But other than that, yeah, we're going to have our little fish tank right in here. So I'm going to make it so that I can make it when I'm done with it. You know what I mean? If I need to go, I really don't go out much, but if I need to go back and forth, which I don't know why we'd be doing that. But anyway, it'll give me access. If I'm leaving out, I can take the projector, set it right here for the time being. And then when I come back in, I can set it back up for my virtual tank. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a nice little pretty decorative frame around this, and we're also too going to put in a piece of plywood right here, about that thin, paint that black so it matches with the screen, and we're going to put our little white light under the bottom to give it the fish tank effect. So we got to get rid of this right here. So already, as you can see, we're getting ready to set up our new screen here, which is going to be that Eclipse slate. And again, I can't, it's just so beautiful. Look at that black technology. Look at the heightener level 3 pulling off. That's absolutely incredible. So like I said, might as well have projection screens in all the areas because again, as I said before, well, might as well. We make this stuff, might as well have some fun with it. All right, and on top of that, I'm going to do a tutorial video on when we leave from here, when we move, we're going to put a tutorial video on showing how easy it is to cover our screens. Like say if you have this in your apartment or someplace you're renting and you want to make sure you get your security deposit back 100%, we'll show you basically easy to do to recover up the screen and no problem at all. I've actually done this in a couple of demonstrations at houses I used to rent and showing you how easy to put this to everything back to normal, which we're going to be doing, which is going to be a fun tutorial. In no time at all, probably about less than about a half an hour. We can knock it all out in no time at all. All right, so let me get some tape too and make sure we got this thing keystone in there just right. Oh, okay, that's perfect. All right, let me see. get that straight. In fact, we need lights on for this. What are we doing? All right, better. So get an idea how straight you need this. Actually, we're crooked a little bit here. Top of your house. Almost a little bit. Now, the only thing we're going to be using this screen for is my fish tank. That's basically about it. I was planning to buy a big fish tank and put it there, but again, moving, I'm not taking that giant tank, you know, carrying it for a U-Haul truck. So we'll put a birchwood tank in for the time being. So it looks pretty good. Now what I want to do is I'm going to basically, I'm making this tape a little farther out because I'm going to get some 2-inch, maybe some 2-inch wood strips. We'll Velcro those to the wall. I'm not drilling jack to the wall. And we'll Velcro those to the wall, and then we're going to put crown molding around that so it stands out. Ways and utilize our technology to be able to build some really cool stuff. I think going a little bit wider there because I'm going to make sure I have enough for a tank. A little bit over. All right, that's good. So when I put my tape down very lightly, so that way I can keep pulling it back and see if I have it perfectly straight. I actually have it straighter than the screen, literally. See right here, it's actually straighter than the screen. So we're gonna have to adjust the screen. can see why we have lights on here, because the screen washes out so badly. This projector has lens shift capability, which is good. They get in there. And that bottom is straight. We can get it in there the way we want it. Just like it's right on. Yeah, so that came out nice. Perfect box. So this being a child-proof wall, we're going to have to come in and basically put that coating over top of it. Sorry about that, went down the wrong pipe. Let me get myself something to projector off. Talking to my stuffed animals. For the longest time, they sat there in front of my big screen. Now they got their own screen over here to watch now. So disconnect the unit. Here it is over here. Oh, tackle. And I think because the ceilings, there's no really have to worry about damaging my ceiling, so I might hook me up a portable projector over top with a stand right here. I can put a shelf system right here. If I ever want to do a smaller projector, a portable projector, I can put it right there with no problem. I guess we're going to do the whole installment. So I'm going to get my black paint and get ready to start covering the surface, so that way we can apply our technology to it with no problem. This is why we have to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning, because again, we have a lot to do. I'm still not even done yet. My day is not even, hasn't even started yet. When we get done this, we have to go paint the new screening over there, do demonstrations of that. Then I got to come back in and we got to finish this project right here. So we're going to build a really cool virtual tank. Let me show you some stuff that I got already. So I'm going to make a nice little frame. This is some of the stuff I picked up. I've had this a while. I didn't know what to do with it. So we're going to make ourselves a nice little exotic tank. We're going to put some wood strips on the outside of this. And then we're going to paint that. Do a little, maybe some gold or I don't know, silver trim. But we're definitely going to make this look really, really fancy when we get done with it. And we're going to trim out our edges with it. And then after that, we're going to take some EL wire. We don't want the light to be too bright and overpowering. We're going to put it right under here and run it down there, hide it in the frame, and that's going to give it that nice soft flow of light over top. And we got our own virtual tank. Like I said, I was planning to buy me a huge fish tank. My sister has a couple of fish that she was going to get to me, but again, buying a house, there's no point in me basically put a giant fish tank in here to turn around and have to move that thing onto a truck. So yeah, less I got to move out here, the most. I mean, the easier. And on top of that, as I said before, we're going to be doing a tutorial demonstration. When I move, we're going to paint over all these screens in here, put everything right back the way it was when I first moved in here. And that way I can show you how easy it is to be able to paint over our products if you paint this on the wall and you decide that you're going to, to move. That's why some people just get a gallon of it. That way, when they move, they got another half a gallon or whatever you want to do with it, So what we're doing first is we're applying everyday black paint. It could be black paint, blue paint, green paint, orange paint. Doesn't make a difference. If you have these child protective walls, you have to be able to paint something on it because it's very hard to put our application. It can be done. It's just going to take multiple coats to do it. So make it easier, just basically coat over the surface. And when you're done with it, go in and apply our technology and you're done. I think, excuse me, there's two surfaces, a couple of surfaces we do require. I send a styrofoam screen to somebody. Somebody wanted to build a styrofoam projection screen with our technology. I have to send it over to them. So anyway, one of the things, fabric, we always advise that you prime fabric. If you want to do something where you want to turn fabric as stiff as a board, just get some material. Well, that wall is actually literally crooked. I can see it from here. Like, seriously, the wall is like, I can literally see that. Painting off a wall, you can just literally look at a wall and tell the wall is basically just slanted a little bit. I can literally see this. Well, that's easy. We just have to corner keystone this way in order to adjust that way. That's not hard to get around. But yeah, literally, so I can see that. But anyway, it's kind of freaking me out a little bit here. I got this thing where basically everything has to be just so right. I had an incident with that with a motorized projection string trying to get that thing mounted to a wall. For some reason, it was coming this way and this way. Don't you even think about it. No, wrong section. Over here. There's footprints all over the freaking rug. I don't need that today. All right. But yeah, fabric, when you're doing fabric, but unless you want to make fabric as stiff as a board, the best paint I used was a network grade 773. I did 129 inch 1610 custom gaming screen downstairs. Oh, wow. I'm getting a little cost here. I'd rather take that any day than all the time. That came out perfectly fine. So I'm helping a few people that are designing dedicated theater rooms. They're going to be showing them off pretty soon, basically utilizing our products and to design their customized dedicated theater rooms, and a couple of lunch trucks are going to be showing off our products. So soon, once we'll be doing some more business offline, we'll be walking into sports bars and stuff like that, and you'll get a chance to see the technology like operating in fully lit environments. Again, something that gray and white screens cannot ever do. All right, let's get this thing finished. We got stuff to do today. The only thing I do like, too much on the road. Can't worry about that. It's childproof walls, literally. That is the beautiful thing about that one part. They don't hit the rug. That's what's most important. So I've done this enough times that I never worry about hitting the rug. But as for that right there, I don't worry about that because, like I said, these are childproof walls. So once you get it while it's wet, you can remove that no problem. That's it. Out. Yeah, it is actually interesting. That is crazy. I'm going to see something for a minute. Just want to take that. Looking at this for a minute. Down like there's no way the wall, that wall could be that far off. The man seriously be too far. If that was the case, that'd be way off center. So that would be virtually impossible to be that far off. It was me, I was that far off. All right, that's cool. I was far off. All right, cool. Usually, if we're painting the screen in and we come a little off a little bit, we can take the paint tape, put it back in and retrim it. But this is different. This requires to coat the surface first. So you want to make sure you get that right, because if not, you're going to have a very uneven screen popping up. You're going to have one section that's going to be a little bit lighter. You don't want that, trust me. And you'll have a line, a permanent line in there somewhere. So you make sure you get that right. The border around this, we still want this to be right. Yeah, that's good. You don't even know that wall could be that offset. These are really seriously structure damage here. So this is what happens. I'm gonna show you when we're painting the wall. Now this isn't our screen paint. This is everyday house paint, because we have to put down some form of surface here. If we don't, what's going to happen is we're going to be painting this screen over and over again. I went through that mess in the last room when I found out the wall was childproof. So we have to do this twice. We have to make sure you can't see any of this on the other end. Better you do it with some cheap black paint than you do it with our stuff and you run out of paint. So we got this covered, let this dry, come back in, and then hit it again. Meanwhile, we'll pop over to the other screen that is coated. That's our technology right there. Displaying its white levels. This is the screen we just coated. Now see how it pushes through? Yeah. The childproof or headaches. If you want to cover it in one hit and be done with it, just go get some primer. Any primer will cover it with no problem. I don't have primer here, and I have to get these demonstrations done. So I have to use what I have to get it done. So I'm looking for any little areas that are pushing through, because we can't have that, because we want to make sure that our application takes quite well. So far, got a spot in here. So that's what you're seeing at the top of the screen. I only painted to the size that I needed. The top area is the house paint at the top. That's what that is. So that's why it looks that way. Because what I'm planning to do is put a nice little shelf area here. And like I said, I'm going to run my white EL wires at the bottom. I don't want anything overpowering, nothing bright. We don't want a lot of light pushing off the screen. We don't want it. We're going to keep it nice and dark, but we also too want to keep that nice little glow at the top. And at the top, I'm going to put some soft purple for the, oh man, if I touch this, I would jack my screen up. I just thought about that. Stay away from that. Anyway, but soft purple for the Sugar Plum Fairy, which we're going to install over there. Now, when you're doing fixed frame screens, the silver tickets come with that coating. The leak screens don't have it, but the silver tickets, they definitely have it. That's pretty easy to do. I got demonstrations showing you how to coat those with no problem. We do the 235.1s. I tell people, if you're painting it and you see the paint, the white texture pushing through, never force it, because you'll kill off an entire container and have nothing to show for it. Put a light coating on it, let it dry, put the application, you're done. I painted enough of them to tell you at the end of the day, that's how you do it. It's very easy. Now see, after all we went through, we went in and we painted all that up. As it starts to dry, you will start seeing this. See those areas pushing through? That's the paint fighting it. The only good thing about having a childproof paint is the fact that if you do spill anything on the wall, you just wipe it off. It just comes off with no problem. So we're definitely going to change this area right in here. This rug all in here, we're definitely going to change this out. We got to put something in here, definitely. I'm basically putting mats down throughout the entire area like I have up in the front. You know, that way I don't like the carpet we have, and I don't like the color of it either. And that's a little cheaper way to go. That's what we're going to do. Or I just maybe, yeah, I'll put the, they have the thin mats they have. We'll put them for the corners. Oh, wait, they make them in different kinds of designs too. Oh, we do some tropical fish for the whole floor in here would be pretty cool. So I'll have to come back here. Let me put this up. Because Taco is quite the curious one, and he'll basically, yeah, I'm talking about you, buddy. So open up your curtain, get you ready. So my kitchen area, which is quite a mess right now. I don't mind showing off my messy area. I'm a human being. Everybody's human at the end of the day. So in my kitchen, I don't really, like I said, when I moved here, I mean, it's a place for me to work at and get things I got to get done. At first, I was going to come here. I thought I was going to basically, you know, hook it up and everything. But as the apartment vibe started setting in, and used to being in houses, so I'm not trying to sound like a snob, but I lived in all houses, literally, wasn't really feeling it. It just felt trapped for me. That's why I literally feel like a hamster in a cage right now. Even though it's like 950 square feet, it's big. It's a good sized apartment, just for me and the cat. But for me, I'm used to walking through a house. So I'm just using this place for work. That's it. That's why I haven't bought any furniture, nothing at all, period. Because I just want to be, when my lease is up, I want to be able to just take what I have here, put it on a truck, and go. That's it. Beautiful thing about it, since I've been down here, I've met all the property management. They're like I met the owners, everybody, because they've been in here and they've seen the screens and they're quite fascinated by it. So they want to basically have a couple of buildings they're working on, some new projects, and they want to basically put in tiny movie theaters and these places to sweeten the pot for new tenants. So that's where I come in. So they got a chance to come in and see the screens right off the bat. This is why we're going to get the showroom, because the showroom is going to bring a lot of business for the company. You know, we'll have fish tank displays and all kinds of stuff, showing people tutorial videos how to turn their house into something completely different. You know, and for at one point, people understand that if you lived as long as I have, the dedicated theater room was for the rich. It was not meant for the everyday man. The everyday man was not supposed to have his own private viewing room. That's what they would call it in Hollywood. You had your own private viewing room. Stars would go up there. They can watch the movies and rehearse or whatever they do. But that's what that was pretty much for the very rich to have it. Now, anybody can have a dedicated theater room. It's not expensive to do. I actually turned the master bedroom into a theater room. Like, it's not hard to do. It's very easy to do. So we're going to put up tutorial videos on how to turn your everyday rooms, if you want to, into a dedicated theater room setup. But yeah, this right here, this is my work area. That's where I work at. And right over here, this is where I cook. That's it, right there. Because I feel safe working in the kitchen, because if I jack up the rug, I jack up the rug. Work on the kitchen, I'm good. So this is where I work at right here. See, the problem is what people don't understand is they figure that you have to have expensive furniture, you have to have this and that to make good product. To the naysayers, I can be in a hole in the ground somewhere. As long as it has internet in that hole, I can still make better product. It doesn't make a difference where I lay my head at the end of the day. I'm still always going to be able to make good product. It's not what you have and how much you have that makes a good product. It's what you or have the ability and skill level and time and expertise to be able to do it. So I can make screen paint anywhere I lay my head. Furniture and all that stuff has nothing to do with it. It's just somebody at the end of the day feeling insecure, that's all. So, that's all. But anyway, yeah, that's for my little work area right there. And I go pop out the door and drop my packages off for my customers and come back in and go back to work. Every once in a while, I go pop down and see my family members to see how they're doing, because they live all up in this area. But that's what it is. Furniture has nothing to do with good product. It comes down to time, experience, and skill. And most of all, out of everything, faith in God. Look at him, the manager. You want your window open so you can basically go out there and micromanage the people. Let's get you outside. Yes, go micromanage the people. So we're going to take that wall, turn it into a super cool fish tank or virtual tank. So I have something to watch when I go back and forth through the hallway. That'd be nice. And then today, once that dries and we got that done properly, we will start applying the Eclipse slate, which I can't wait. It's going to be really beautiful. So as I said before, we're going to make a collection of black paints. The problem is when people look at black paint, they figure it all is black. It's all, no, it really is not all black. You can actually change and alter black, but still keep it black. We just think on a different level, that's all. You can actually do that. You can keep it black, but you can alter it and still remain black. I know it sounds crazy, but you know, once you've been doing it for a while, here you go, you're not gonna get it. Would you like your tie today? Sorry, people, I know we get off center here. I gotta get Taco's tie. Taco feels like micromanaging. Today we're feeling very busy. You wanna wait until the people are going to work and then we can put your tie on? All right, let me get your business partner. About that, and take care of my cat. There you are, you got your business partners right here. Discuss business today. Yeah, I was up 25%. Now it's up 10%. What must we do? Make our numbers soar. Also, too, on this setup, this screen was set up for 235.1 because my projector does 235.1. So that's why this screen has a really interesting shape to it. So we made it so it does 16:9 and 235. Both screens will actually work with this screen. It's big enough to get us to 235.1, and with the screen being black, or the black technology we're going to be applying to this, this is going to allow us to not worry about having that border issue. If you're doing 235.1, you're using the gray or white screen, you will have an extra border problem because, again, you got the black trim at the bottom, but if it's 16:9 and you're doing 235.1, you're going to have this white line or gray line either way, and that's why I think Silver Ticket sells you those curtains. We put the curtains across so you can have that invisible line there. See? You have to spend extra money. That's why I explained to you that when you're using white and gray screens, you have to spend extra money. Black technology doesn't require this. I can put any size aspect ratio I want on this surface because the screen's black. Multiple projectors, portrait mode, 235.1, 15:9. You ever seen a 15:9 aspect ratio? Any seats have them. You can change out at will because the screen doesn't require borders. And this is one of the things, excuse me, oh, horse there. This is one of the things, or I don't know what's going on down there, but anyway, this is one of the things I can't point out enough. People who have gray screens and you're trying to show an OLED display, you do know that your speakers, the frame around your screen or bezel, whatever you want to call it, does not match your screen. It doesn't even match the background for the OLED display. See my sound bars, my dual sound bars there on the floor? See that black mat? See my furniture in here? Taco, my chair and Taco's chair? Do you see how they match my screen? That's how it's supposed to look. So if you're not matching those, that screen's not matching those speakers, then that means you can't see a contrast level. So I do advise y'all, stop doing those demonstrations where you're trying to show off an OLED demonstration. We can clearly see the green screen coming up gray. Ah, white levels are gorgeous, aren't they? All right, let me see. All right, so we got to put another one on that one. Get this one to dry. And then I say we should be done. Oh, city skyline. City skyline 235.1 is going to look beautiful on that right there. That's so gorgeous. I wish I can figure out where that guy got that ultra short throw Phillips. That thing was perfect, man. I mean, I could stick that thing right in there and I can hit that whole screen in there with no problem. No compact unit. I'm gonna put 2 projectors in that hallway. So we're gonna do, for when I'm here, because I'm moving around, we're gonna do the ultra short throw. But I wanna get a portable Pico and hook that to the ceiling and have that come down on a tripod so I can hit that screen, because that would be perfect. Then I won't even have that on the floor, it'd be nice. So I'm gonna get myself an Optima Pico projector or ViewSonic. I sat there and promised myself I wasn't going to have a lot of screens in here. Yeah, that wasn't going to, that promise wasn't going to go too well. I do like having multiple screens in. When I'm looking to, right now, I'm going to be doing I keep telling people about the shed, turning sheds into homes, and they keep thinking about these little small tool sheds. Like, no, these things are pretty big. These things are maybe like 16 feet tall. I think we're gonna have about 16 by 40. They're pretty big. But I'm gonna get 2 of them, convert mine. It's supposed to be a small shed, but I need to need a little more room in there. But anyway, I'm coating my entire ceiling from one end to the next, and I'm going to do my ultra short doors won't be on the floor. Well, short doors won't be on the floor. I'm going to be installing them a certain way where I can actually have them off the floor and blend it into the woodwork. Like these little wooden pockets that I can drop them into with fans to keep them nice and cool, and you won't even see the projectors at all, period. Because it'll be blended into the woodwork. And then I can have my entire ceiling just change out. So this section can have it snowing, this section I can have thunderstorms, this section I can be in outer space. That's what I want to do for the shed setup. I can't wait to do that. I was talking to somebody over in management or property management over there and where I'm running from, and I was talking to them about water filtration and water harvesting. They know about that stuff. They do a lot of that stuff out here. That's fantastic at the end of the day. They do water harvesting, free water, free electricity, free power. Sure, they're talking about 2026. They're going to make it now that you can't have gas. You can't have, what is it? They said you can't have gas furnaces, anything running by gas, you can't have it. Everything's going to be electric. I love those white levels. Oh, Taco's all getting ready for work. Look at him over there. He's got his business partners over there. He's got his tie up on top of the popcorn machine. I'm gonna use that popcorn machine. I haven't never used my popcorn machine. Never ever used it at all. Oh, it's got to be clean. It's quite dusty. I saw the guy. Yeah, definitely got to clean this thing out. I saw the guy who was showing off this movie theater. Sorry. I saw the guy showing off this movie theater, and he has, I think, the same popcorn machine I have in here. This is actually a really good one too. It has cord. I gotta clean all this out today. Yeah, because this thing hasn't been used right. Still, popcorn down there. It's got the heat lamps in here. Yeah, I'm gonna clean it out today. Get it all cleaned down today. Tray for, I don't know if you see that or not, at the bottom. All right, we'll bring this down a little bit so you can see a little more in this. I'm gonna pop this thing. I never got a chance to use it. I don't know why. But it's got the tray at the bottom for all the kernels. And we got popcorn containers right here. And you got one that actually keeps it stirring. There's the heat lamp, if you can see that right up in there. It's got a nice little heat lamp in there. Keep the popcorn nice and warm. And then down here, I do have popcorn here though. And a measuring cups and a scooper for scooping out the popcorn. Never used it. Instruction manuals. And you get popcorn with it. Test it out. Use some oil with some popcorn. I went online and I saw over at that's a lot of popcorn. I saw over at Amazon, and they had like huge, massive containers of oil, anything you want. So we're gonna get. Actually, I want a hot dog roaster too. I love roasted hot dogs, so I definitely want to get a hot dog roaster. A rotisserie, that's what's called, rotisserie, hot dog rotisserie. Definitely want one of those. But yeah, it was easy to put together. It was really a cinch to put together. It even came with the The wheels and the stand, everything that came with it. So, Taco, you want some popcorn? I don't care for popcorn. Do I look like I care for popcorn? So, Taco, when he gets up in the morning, I know we're off topic. We're way off topic, people. When Taco gets up in the morning, he's got his micromanagement, and he's basically right there, and his business tie. Sits out the window. Woman was taking a picture of him yesterday. Oh, look at him, he's so cute. Let's get back over to our screen over here. And this is gonna be nice. Have a nice little virtual tank in here. Got plenty of fish demonstrations. I'm gonna have to pay for the YouTube. I'm kind of dreading that, to pay for the YouTube. It's $11 a month. I got a bunch of fire sticks in here, like 50 bucks a month to do that. But we need it done. Now, when we do the house, I'm going to do it through computer. I'm going to network the entire thing and run it through a server so I can choose what I want to display here and there. So we're going to have screens sprayed for the ceiling to display, and they're going to be all black. My son's going to be all black. I am going to be doing some projector mapping for the floors because I do want koi fish popping off my floor, especially in the bathroom. I do want koi fish in my bathroom on the floor. So we're going to be doing something interesting. The thing about the shed houses that I like is the fact that I can have it built anywhere I want. And on top of that, the front area of one of the shed houses, I'm going to have the entire, because that section right there, you don't walk in and out. That's going to be another room. I'm going to have the entire section blown out. I want a huge hobbit window put in there. Oh man, I can't wait to get that one put in there. So yeah, it's really, really affordable to do. I mean, the houses are somewhere like around 50,000 to around, like you can get them for 20,000. I think some for like almost like $18,000. Not a lot of money. So you can basically lease to own. Lease to own is like something like $250 a month, which is really nothing at the end of the day. And you can pick out what you want. They bring it there, set it up right there on the spot, or build it and bring it in there from the spot, and that's it. And basically, converting them, really freaking easy. Not hard to do at all, period. I drywall, so man, that pretty much, that's most of the work right there. And a friend of mine is an electrician, so again, that's free for me. Plumbing and all that stuff, pretty much, that's pretty easy to do since you got pipe now that can bend any way you want to. And that's pretty much it. You know, I mean, it's not much. As for getting communications out there, well, satellite, that's pretty much the setup from there. So that's it. Right from there. So I can't wait to get all that and get that started. On top of that, I am actually going to be getting 7 acres of land. So that gives me a chance to build whatever I want, any kind of cool hobbies, any kind of giant screens. I can build whatever I like. My own personal Minecraft playground. That's what I'm going to consider to call it. Ain't that right, Mr. Taco? All right, so let's see if we're going with this screen. All right, so this is going to be wet. So this is going to take, actually, from the bathroom. Nice. Oh, you in your cat castle. Oh, you in your cat castle. Ouch. We gotta finish your castle too. At least we can take this with us. We're definitely taking the castle with us. Alright, let's go pop over into the other room because I had to set up something in there. We're going to be using the Sony long throw in here today. And we're going to be using, I'm going to use the long throws in here, period. So 2 long throws. And I need to put some of these projectors up. We got projectors all over the floor. So let's put this over here. And I got to wash up some stuff today too on top of that. Get that cleaned up. Actually, I'm feeling a little better. Not coughing. I'm coughing a little bit, but not as much as I was before. That was cold with something else. I mean, I've had flus before. Well, I haven't had a flu like in 4 years. But I've had flus before, but gee, wait, that one really stuck in there. I'm happy I didn't take any medicine for it. No medicine at all for it, at all, period. Is that thunder? Oh, I love thunder. I love thunder and lightning. You know why? That's God. That's God at the end of the day. Get a chance to see Jesus up close and personal, thunder and lightning. I love it. Not afraid of either. I love it. I tell you, God has been good. He's been really good this year. Really, really good this year. I was sitting there walking down there to pay my rent. So happy that He's blessed us on so many levels. Let's get this projector up and going. We got to put away these projectors. We got to put away all those. They got to go. Got to put them somewhere. Oh, man. When I move to the new place, I'm building my own bed. I'm going to build me a floor bed. I freaking love sleeping on the floor so much. It's so much good for my back. It's fantastic. My back, I remember when my ex bought a memory foam mattress. Oh, God, I hated sleeping on that thing. I felt like my spine was going to literally sink in. I couldn't do it. I literally slept most of the time on the couch or literally on the floor next to the bed, but I couldn't do it because it felt like my center spine was sinking. I was in so much pain. But on the floor, oh, man, I sleep like a baby. Sometimes I'll come in and I'll be laying next to Taco. Taco will lay on the floor and I'll lay next to him, go right to sleep. I just love it. So I'm going to build me a bed for the floor. I like the Japanese. When the Japanese have those beds for the floor, I might get one of those instead right there. I do like those right there. I just don't want that whole memory. I think the mattress has got to be hard. And I wake up, can't move. You're sitting in a chair all day. But this, man, I love this. Let me see. You know, it's interesting because I looked up on YouTube, and on YouTube, there's actually a whole bunch of people who do that. They sleep. Oh, it is thunder. Awesome. Hello, Jesus. But like I said, there's a lot of people who do YouTube videos about sleeping on the floor. It's benefits of sleeping on the floor. Some people can do it, some people can't. It's not for everybody. I eventually can sleep on the floor. Doesn't bother my back. Actually, it's quite nice on my back. I'm going to lift some weights. Yeah! Be as big as a tiger. Yeah! Oh yeah, brother. Oh yeah, brother. Yeah, tonight in the ring. I need a extension cord like badly for that right there, for that setup. I'm gonna go grab an extension cord. Tonight's in the ring, brother. In the ring, brother. I'll tell you, the plus side of running, I had no idea I was running literally that much freaking cable through the other house. until I got down here and I started unpacking my cables and wires and realized I had stacks and stacks of extension cords, sergers, power cords. Like, gee whiz, never ever going to have to ever buy a extension cord or a surge protector ever again as long as I live. I already had tons of these things. Sorry about that. Coffee. Yes, thunder, earth, lightning. Ooh, man. All right, let's see what we're doing with this. So apparently we need this going here somewhere. I've done this before. Where's my brain block here? Right, my brain block. This one right here. I've done this dozens of times. The extension cord goes in. Huh. Oh, yeah. Okay. Ooh, man. I wonder about that one for a minute. I was in here Rubik's Cube myself. All right, that goes in there. All right, and that goes in there. I forgot because it doesn't have 3 prongs on that one side. That's why. Happy money, Jesus, making him getting things done. That's how it works, people. All right, put some of these projectors away too. And fire up our screen over here. Thunderstorm going on this side. I haven't had a thunderstorm since I've been down here. Some rain, but not a thunderstorm. I like thunderstorms. Right. The cord over here. This one. What's this cord for? Oh, we do have a extension cord right here. She made a cricket. She was right there the whole time. Didn't even see it. Let me position my projector a little better here too. While we're in here, and we got another one back here. I know we're off topic on our fish tank. It's just that I literally have so much to do that I go off topic from time to time because there's a lot of work I got to do. A lot of work when I get up in the morning. So I don't have the luxury of being able to oh shoot, how come we don't use these 2 projectors? I like the 720p's and side by side. Anyway, I don't have that luxury. Just do one thing and be done. That's all I have to do when I get up. A lot of work to do when I get up. Thunder, lightning, very, very frightening. I gotta start checking in that freaking area over there. I literally had a bunch of power cords in there I could have used for work. Definitely could use those for work. All right, let me see what we're putting in here. Actually, we can put that in the other section. And we can put this in here too. So I'm not going to use short fill in here for a while. The next demonstration. Right. And what else do we have we can put in there? I need one more. Oh, let me take the Chrissy and put that in there too. Alright, so that's good. So I'll fix it nicely. Watch the lens. Damaging that. That's cool. Alright, and this projector goes into another room. What's in here? One thing about this place, closet space galore. A lot of closet space. I'll give that much. Hey, we got some wind pushing through here, so that's good. This is why I will never ever have to need heat. Literally don't have to burn it because projectors generate a ton of freaking heat. And even in eco mode, they generate a ton of heat. You really don't have to have heat on in this place. I turn it off because it gets too hot in here. I got to open up windows in here because it's a little too hot. So basically, we did the virtual tank. We're doing some of it right now. And I'm going in and I'm setting up because again, you know, if I got time to get that done, I might as well get that done. Gee, but it's overtime again. Man, try not to go overtime. It's kind of hard to do. So let me get this thing set up. So we can get sound running in here and we get our equipment hooked up in here. Let me run in here anyway. We're on this wall over here today. This board go to? I usually finding stuff. I can go to. I can use this for something else. Now. All right, cool. It's got me signed into my old account. Let me see. For instance, we couldn't get this thing to load for Jack in the next room. Let me turn to the side of my other account real quick. Couldn't get the load for Jack. Let's see what happens in here, where we had the equipment set up. Switch accounts. All right. Oh, I have to go in and I have to do the network settings, which are everything went in. See, told you. Weird as I don't know what. So, what am I going to pick up the PS5? Oh, yeah, I'm definitely picking it up. It's $400. Like, why wouldn't I get it? Because when we do the Sugar Plum Fairy, I want to be able to show you that how we're going to make that screen looks like, how a PS5 looks like on our technology versus playing it on a white and gray screen. And you're like, gee whiz, yeah, you get that much back from your gaming. And on top of that, the VR system, I gotta wait on that. I love what they did with it. They did an amazing job with it, but there's no games with that thing. So, you know, I don't know, man. I'm not big a fan on the big games they have on it right now. I'll wait till wait till a year or so, maybe 6 months. I don't know. Maybe when I bring out something really good for it. If it has YouTube applications for it, that'd be another reason to buy it. Okay, okie dokie. What are we? No, we're not. We're good with that. We don't need all that. This is what I'm talking about. You see me walking around the house, just putting stuff together, hooking up different projectors, not turning out the lights, not turn the lights in anywhere in the environment. Because again, this is how technology, ambient light projection screen technology is supposed to work. Not supposed to be catering the environment to make the projector look good or screen look good. Not supposed to do that. Where is my charger? I got a charger around here somewhere. You know, people come there to do those demonstrations and the rehearsed environments, you know. They got things moved all around in the apartment or in the studio or wherever the heck they got it at. And it's all staged. All staged. We're the only ones that come on here and literally set up right on live. Do demonstrations, walk off the camera, go set something up. Like, we're working in this room right now. We're doing this right now. We don't even do that stuff. I have to have everything staged so that way, hey, what if the screen washes out because the light's too much on this side? Let's put it over here because we have less light over here. Let's dim the lights here, but put them over here. Yeah, just so much. And I think the biggest fake demonstrations I've seen, the worst of the worst, and you know I'm going to call it out. I'm not going to say the person's name because you don't want them on our videos. But I've seen environments literally that were super ultra dark. And they have a nerve to put lights in that dark environment. They give it the illusion that it's in a well-lit environment. Till you look at the window and go, gee, it's like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I can literally see window light pushing through the window. Those are the worst ones. You shouldn't do that. If you don't give off false information that your product works in its ambient light projection technology when it's not. And some people claiming to have ambient light projection technology, you literally don't have enough tests for that to make that claim. You're going to have a ton of outside demonstrations on everything you could possibly think of. It's a lot of testing. You can't just do one demonstration. I have somewhere between 20 and 30 demonstrations on an inflatable screen by itself. You have to have a ton of demonstrations, and this is why when they sit there and say, well, I don't put out 5 and 10 videos a day, because you don't test your products. If you do proper testing, there are so many demonstrations that you'll be putting out, it's not even funny. Because it requires, all the testing has to be basically documented. That's why we have so many demonstrations. But if you're doing like one demonstration, that's it, that's not enough. As a consumer, that's not enough for me. How does it work on ultra short though? How does it work on long though? What time of the day will those projectors fire up? What's the difference between your product and a white screen? There are like so many things. Is it weatherproof? What's the conditions in cold? Does it crack or peel? What about weather condition? None of that. You'll have no tests on weather. None. I had screens that, I've been there for 4 years. I've had screens that have been out there for 3 solid years in all kinds of weather. Snowstorms, rainstorms, storms, hailstorms, you name it, they've been out there. You don't have enough tests to claim your products to be outside. And you can't even troubleshoot the problems because you haven't done tests. You can't troubleshoot something that you yourself don't even know what's wrong with it because you haven't done the tests. What about the certified screen categories? You got plenty of people out there who got those deep pockets that can spend that kind of money. What's the difference between me go buying this and me buying your stuff? You have no test demonstrations on this certified. I know more about certified screens than you do because they do, and because I've done these tests. So, y'all, really, when I watch these demonstrations on these screen paint products, you're missing so many tests, it's not even funny. And yet you're trying to sell a product at the end of the day that has no proper testing underneath of it. Just did a demonstration a few minutes ago, painting the screen, but black paint versus our product. And you have to walk over to the screen to show you the difference. You can see it right from there. One screen's brighter than the other. That comes from doing tons of tests on black versus black. I'm just finding all different ways. Well, what about this? And what about that? And what about this? Man, you know, things they don't know about motorized projection screens. You know how hard it is to mount a motorized projection screen outside? It's pretty interesting to do. You do enough of them, you know. They don't know this because they don't know anything about, they don't do enough motorizers outside. You know why we built that customized stand for that motorized projection screen? It was to show off the projector. It was basically made it easier for mounting them outside. But because if you look at the back of it, it was sealed off because when the wind went to hit it, the screen would flap in the wind. And there were locks on each side to make sure we can tether down the corners of that bar so that way the screen doesn't ripple back and forth and disrupt the picture quality. That comes from doing a lot of testing. How to hang a 250-inch screen. Oh, that was a project right there on its own. Man, I spent many days on my knees in the mud trying to put that thing in. We couldn't take the screen and we couldn't mount it to a frame because you have a 250-inch screen, and when wind hits the back of a 250, it literally rattles the house. It sounds like a cannon's going off. So it turns into a massive giant sail. It has to be the flex, it has to be the give, it has to be the move with the wind, but still remain flat enough and secure enough where it can show a proper image. That's a freaking headache at the end of the day. 16 screws from the top to bolt that thing in and then drop it to the ground. We tried a brick system. That didn't work too well because when the wind hit it, it pulled the bricks up and then became airborne, which is extremely dangerous. So the last thing we tried was spikes. We tried spikes. I drop about 16 spikes into the ground to match the screws, and then I have to turn to the side, and I have to pull the fabric down so it's laying flat. Instead of coming down on a slant, we want it to come down flat. So then we have to put that in. We have to tether them on one by one. Yeah. And I had to take the screen down multiple times and put it back up again. Oh, man, that thing was a freaking project on its own. So then we had to tether the sides, but the tether of the sides couldn't be too tight because then you would pull the screen in, you would tuck it in where you have a crease across the screen. It had to be enough where it had enough give to come out, where it couldn't come out too far, but it couldn't come too far back in. That's another headache I had to deal with when I was putting that thing up. So that's how I was able to hang a 250-inch screen, do a demonstration off of it, and of course, you know there's wind traveling 24/7 outside. You may not feel it, but it's traveling, it's out there, and we were able to maintain that flat image without any ripple effect. That's a lot of freaking work to do. But I was out there, mosquito factory and all, being eaten alive, covered in mud, soaked, dirty, tired, covered in paint, but getting the job done. That's why it's at the end of the day, they don't have the experience on how to basically install outdoor screens. We do. I've done it already. Golf simulators. How many golf simulators have you done for companies? I've done quite a lot of golf simulators. Do you know how much pressure it takes to actually rip through certain materials? You're using a golf simulator, a machine that's going to fire a golf ball, or batting, or using a machine for a simulator for a batting cage display. Do you have any idea how much pressure it takes to basically rip through material when that thing, when the impact hits it? On top of that, your formula is going to have to be to maintain when it hits by over and over again. Like I said, there's so much stuff. Oh, there's literally so much stuff that they don't tell you about. Let's get down to basically something like lamps for your projector. Oh my God, it's a whole different freaking universe out there by itself. People, I mean, I can do a total demonstration on basically lamp replacement. I'm not talking about popping it out. I'm talking about literally, seriously, real lamp replacement. As in removing the lamp from the housing and transferring it to another housing involving a soldering gun. I've done that one too. And then there's also the problem of being bamboozled by companies that are using, they're 3D printing the housing, which is extremely bad because if the lamp is off by a couple of inches, well, it's not going to fit well nicely. And you're going to be sitting there trying to figure out how to get the lamp to fit into the housing when it won't fit in correctly. I've seen people use soft screws where screws will rip up automatically when you're trying to basically remove them out of the housing. And there's a trick to get around that when sawing the screw in half and making it into a Phillips. It actually pulls a lot easier. Let's grab, I need something on here to watch. Can we swing over here to our applications? Let's see. So that's why all of these tests and demonstrations are extremely important. Sorry, we got way off topic with the fish tank. Well, like I said, next time we'll try to keep on trail, but there's just so much stuff that, you need to know at the end of the day that, you can't just buy any lamp you want, because sometimes some of these companies will 3D print the lamps, 3D print the housing, and the housing may not fit correctly into your projector, and that's going to become a headache on its own. No, we don't need that. We can skip all that. We don't need an account. So let's see what we got on here. Of course, got a bunch of nonsense on here. All right, let me see. I got to go into search. I'm going to search. I need is the microphones hooked up? They're not. All right, then we just go to 4K. Any kind of 4K demonstration. I'm going to play in the background.
If you're making a to-do list today, make it easy on yourself.
All right, we'll take this. Meow. Wow, it looks like a water. Look at the animals. This is, what is that? What is that? All right, so we're getting set up for this in here. I know we're way off topic here on the fish tank, but there's just so much stuff I got to do when I get up, and there's so much stuff I got to say. So in here we're using our professional black cinema 1. So we're doing in this section right here. And this is on our Sony DPL FH30 projector. That cost me $2,300. I love their mustache. They're so cool. There's no mustache. No mustache, baby. Oh, mustache man. He got that mustache man. Oh, mustache man. Tasty. He's eating. So tasty. Let's see, the camera should be running. Oh, cameras are disconnected. Oh, I might have to project a mapping over there. Yeah, I can project the mapping. Why not? Haven't had any time that really toy has something like projector mapping. I'm hooking up right over here. Just play with some stuff over here. It's a rainy day. Get a chance to do some projector mapping. Alright, so I decided I'm going to do my gaming system on this side, And we're going to do some projector mapping over here. That's what we're going to do. Oh, I forgot. We're going to need a cord for that too. Because that projector mapping, the Wi-Fi doesn't work. Wait, we're not running the gaming PC right now. No, we're not. I feel like going back and getting a cable and all the different pain in the neck. Do you have any extra cable? Any of that cable? Cable. Here. Oh yeah. All right, for projector mapping in here. Why is my camera so close up? All right.
At TD Bank, we see the story behind every transaction.
You know, Grandma got me all the nights.
Like yesterday, when this grandma went big for Nate's birthday,
Oh, yeah, that's something.
Nana went big too.
Let's see. We need a cord. Wait a minute, we got a fire stick back here? What the freak? What fire stick is that going to? Oh heck, wait a minute. Oh, I'm so confused right now. Literally, I didn't know we had a fire stick back there. What the freak? Seriously? Okay. I'm gonna run that now. That's cool. I don't think it's sitting there doing the programming for it. Definitely work. I had no idea we had a fire stick back there. We'll get back into the game in DC. Okay, that's new. We already had a fire stick back there already. Didn't know it, but now we know. My fire stick. So, remote controls to that fire stick, where are they? That's the question. That's the magic question. Let me see. That's for the PS4 system. So we know it's not that. So it's going to be in the next room somewhere. Let's bring this over here because we got a lot going on in this section right now. And I got to fire up the other one over here for the other projector. And I'm trying to track down where's the controls for that. Find it. All right, let's see what's going on with this. Sony remote control. This is real. Okay. Let me see. That's how many is it? Nope, not doing that today. Someplace else. Not support the devil. Do not support the devil. Oh, what the freak is this? Are these white knuckles over here? Heck yes! This is what I'm talking about. See? This is what I'm talking about. Give me some white levels. No, we need a lens shift for this.
It's impossible to explain this relationship to anyone outside of it.
We just cut a baby out of a woman's womb. She asked us to. We didn't just do it.
She's the funny one.
This is what I'm talking about, white levels. I've been dying asking for some white levels.
Radical but safe.
Come on, this is the remote control for this one, right? We literally just came in here with 2 remote controls. Which one's the remote control for this one? Alright, it's this one.
Inducing idealism translated
Bring
to
that back.
dollars. I do my job to help people.
Baby sister, you're so deliciously perfect. Where do you come from? He's capital.
That's doing too much over there. Alright, let's make sure we keep this one in here. Yeah, that's something we're doing. Perfect. Not so bright, that was a minute. So happy about that. Beautiful white levels. That's exactly what I asked for. Beautiful. All right, that's all situated and done. Let's see. This is a bit of a long demonstration. I do apologize. We just have so much to do that has to be done. There's a lot of work that has to be done when I get up. So I got to set up multiple screens. I got to update stuff on the website. So it's a whole lot of stuff I got to do. And I'm still shifting projectors all around the spot right now. And I got to pretty much, in the time I spent now, some of the screens are already dry, so I have to go over them again to get set up. So it's a lot of work. In the morning, getting everything set up, ready to go. So we had to do another projector swap on here again, so we can shift the projectors around. But I like this. Stone white levels, some nice bright white levels. This is something I've been asking for. I swear, I don't know if these people are listening or not, but I sit there on camera and say, hey, I would love to get a video with a lot of white levels. Boom, we have it. Video with a lot of contrast, we have it. This is what I can never understand. Sometimes I get some customers and they'll pick out these crazy expensive projectors. What about this one? Will this work? Have you seen the projectors we use in our demonstrations? They're paperweights. They're literally paperweights. I'm pretty sure if I can get these old relics in here to run with no problem in fully lit environments and we can swap them out at will through demonstrations, I'm pretty sure your 4K will pick up with no problem. Oh, white levels, that's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. One projector in eco mode. Ew, it's too loud. Or in eco mode. For those you don't believe us, for an eagle moon the whole time. I told you the screens generate a ton of freaking light. They're extremely bright. We don't have to run projectors in here in full mode. That's why my lamps last forever. I've had lamps in here for like 4 or 5 years. It takes a while for us to burn a lamp out. Because we run them in eco mode. We don't need to have them on. Look at this right here. Imagine walking up on that in the middle of the woods. Boy, I'm telling you. Ooh, found another wolf. $270 projector and the demonstration. The other one's $300. Did we change this one out right there? Get back to my list. Oh, we got the remote control. We literally were taking the remote control with us out the door breaking. Bad idea. All right, so we're done in here. All set up. We decided to do any demonstrations in here. I'll be opening up my curtains shortly. And in here, the virtual tank we're working on right now. So that's drying up quite nicely. So that should be done. Hopefully I don't have to do another coat. Hopefully that took better. I see the corners are going to have to be etched up a little bit. But yeah, this is why our demonstrations run into like 3 and 4 hours. Because again, there's so much to do. You'll never see me come on camera and go, all right, I've done a few of those short ones real quick. But it's just so much to do. If you're only dealing with one screen, if you're doing one screen, you should be setting up multiple projectors. No way you should be doing the same demonstration on the same projector every single day. You should be changing it up. You know what I mean? So that way, you know what I mean? If that, I'd be bored with that. For me personally, I'd be bored. I'd be so bored doing the same projector over and over and over again. I gotta swap them out once in a while. So let me see, right along in here, we gotta come back in on that one. Put this back, I think I paused my video in here. Okay, what are we asking for here? What are we asking for commands? You happy? Yeah. Oh, you happy? All right, we're gonna brush up on this one over here. Again. I think we don't have to do much on this wall. All right, so we'll get cracking on this one over here. Here, have to go over again. Make sure it takes. Now, on this setup, we are going to do a complete cinema one. So this is the darkest one we have, and that's what I want to use. It's a weird way of painting the screen, but it works. It actually works. I have to put up a little bit, be careful, because I have an individual who likes to take my pictures. Sad but true, people. Sad but true. Yeah, I gotta be careful about making sure I don't show any painters crack, because again, I have an individual who likes to take pictures of me. So it's creepy, it's cringy, but it's true. Yeah, it's weird. When I'm on camera, yeah, I don't know what this guy's doing. Look at it. You see my screen in the next room over there with no problem. Ain't that cool? I can watch that screen while I work. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna watch some cartoons while I'm in the next room. I'm gonna watch over here. Oh, come on. Don't do that cheesy Jesus. So come on. You need a battery pack for this? Or you not? You see one? You can't work. I'll get something that'll do the job. There we go. Throw a battery pack in there real quick. Sometimes the USBs on the back of the projectors get a little wonky. So I'm going to watch some cartoons while I work on my screen. Oh, Fire stick's taking a long time to log in, ain't it? All right, let's give it this moment. I'm going to go over here and just get this work done over here. That's how I stare at that all day. She's still having a fit? Oh, she's done having her fit. Okay, good. Let's go over here. Let's go watch some cartoons. Oh, watch cartoons. Let's see. Cartoon Network. Well, she's just choosing to ignore. Hey, there we go. Got my Cartoon Network right there. There we go. I'm gonna check out some Ed, Ed and Eddie. I haven't seen Ed and Eddie in a while. All right, we're gonna do some. I'll do some Teen Titans. I love Teen Titans. They just the crap out of Robin. Robin don't get no respect. They just the daylights out of him. Oh, I got remote controls in my pocket. Sorry about that, people. I think I got remote controls in my pocket. Remember, I thought that was my cat in there making all that noise. It wasn't. It's on this screen in the next room. Okay. I know she just didn't react to that cat like that and then cut off. That was weird. I told you, Fire Sticks have really crazy issues attached and they do some strange stuff. Remember, that's a device that's constantly listening all the time. Well, not so much those right there, the Fire. Not so much the Fire Stick. Oh, no. Fire Stick do that listening from time to time too also. take a couple, because it's right here. It's a little bit temperamental here. Sorry for blocking the cartoons. I do appreciate it. I'm sorry about that. There we go. Let's see, we can add lights on the next room. See our screen from all the way in there. That's when I show you the demonstrations, when I show you the side of the screen and I can see the screen in the next room. Because when I walk around the environments, every last one of these screens need to fire up. Whether I'm here or you're seeing my screen that I just painted over there, which I'm about to paint it pretty soon. All these screens are supposed to fire up when I walk through. And we got all LED lightings in this environment, very bright. That's what I thought about, put a screen in the hallway because, it's very bright in here. This would be nice for a setup. We're gonna have ultra short throw over here, have our long throws over here, have our projectors over here. And all the projectors I'm using combined all together don't come anywhere close to what some people pay for projectors right now that are sitting in dark environments. So we don't pay a lot of money. Now, when I was showing off the cell phone and they were looking at the screens, the owners were looking at the screen, he was saying, well, I got this 4K, spent all this money for this projector, and mine doesn't look anywhere like that. Yeah, but it can, but it doesn't, because again, chances are these people have white screens. The odds of it's bumped into a gray screen is going to be extremely rare. Majority of all the people are going to be bumping into white screens. And that's what they get. They go to Best Buy. I seen a guy go to Best Buy and I was listening to the sales clerk, and the sales clerk was telling him all the bells and whistles of the projector, and they showed him a white screen. What do you think that would how his day was going to end? Not well, I'll tell you that much. He's going to realize sooner or later he's going to be in the dark 24/7. It's not going to work. At the end of the day, I've done enough tests. I know what you're already going through. I know what you're going through. You can't pick up. See, I can just walk in here, 150-inch screen, $500 projector, just turn my lights on. That's it, that easy. Here, see, this is getting ready. This is what I mean by treat it like a TV. So it's a 150-inch screen. It's taking in more light. Got light's taking it. No problem whatsoever. Now what we're going to do is from my screen here, we're going to keep this projector on the floor because I like where it's sitting at. I may rechange the color of it because I can actually change the color of my cases all the time. So I'm probably going to do a jet black so it matches in with the floor nicely. You don't see it that much. But that's what I'm using on the floor. That's my 720p projector. I'm going to use it on here because this projector has a 235.1 setting. If you look at the screen was painted in an interesting way. It was painted to do 1610, 16:9, and 235. So I can switch it back and forth if I choose. Taco's probably going to be using this screen the most. This is going to be his screen. We're going to have a hallway for just fish. That's what we're going to have on here, just fish. Come in here, we got our screen set up in here. Let's get some other scenery on here too. Gotta watch that pan next to Taco, because Taco will go in and touch that. Oh, this is some beautiful islands. That'd be nice. Here. All right, so next demonstration should be a little bit shorter. I just had to get set up early in the morning. I still got housework to do at the end of the day that has to be done. So while I'm getting my housework and everything finished up, we'll come in. This is already completed. Paint this with the new technology. That's going to be the Eclipse slate. Now, I don't want people thinking because it has the word slate in it that it's gunmetal. It's not. It's going to be, we're going to be making 6 of these, and they're going to be some interesting black screens. I can tell you that much for sure, but they're going to be black. But they're just going to be interesting. Each one's going to have a different little code to it, but you'll see what I'm talking about. And we're going to put this under called the Exotic Collections. This is a product we're going to be marketing offline and online. Now, just real quick, forgot to add in here real quick. We're having that 240 sale. It ends on the 7th. Some of the products will be removed off the site permanently. One is going to be the gunmetal was already removed. Sorry, gunmetal's not there anymore. I think it's the Complete Cinema that'll be going, and something else we're going to be removing off there too. I'll remember. But anyway, the 240 sale, we have them now at $160. They're going to be going on the 7th. So that does come with free worldwide shipping, so you know. That's why I don't want people to think I'm being forward, but at the end of the day, look, you know, I worked hard to build my company, extremely hard. You go back and watch my demonstrations. I've slept on the floor for 4 years. I ate and worked on the floor for 4 years, just trying to get my company to this point. And I said before, and I stand by it 100%. If anybody out there feels that I am out there doing something I shouldn't be doing, take me to court. I have no problem with popping up. I have no problem with backing my technology 100%. Anybody. Because, I mean, for a person who is supposed to be doing all this, I do a heck of a ton of videos. I do a ton of test demonstrations, and I'm going to be in storefronts pretty soon this summer. So if my product is so fake, that is going to be virtually very hard for me to do. Extremely hard for me to do. So, like I said, if you feel that I'm doing all this, my information's right there. Have a lawyer contact me and take me to court and sue me for fraud. I'll show up, no problem at all. Other than that, my product's legit. And when I pop up in those storefronts, people will get a chance to come down and see my product in real life. Oh, that's going to hurt some naysayers. Keep in mind, when we do have them on display, make sure you go to the supermarket and get yourself the largest glass of milk you can, or container of milk you can possibly find, because that humble pie, you're definitely going to choke on it. big time. All right, well, with that being said, to our customers, well, they're going to have the ability to have amazing technology that's not going to cost them thousands of dollars, including $1,000 for projectors, not stuck in dark environments because you're worried about your screen washing out, no calibrating. You don't do that anymore. None of that nonsense at all. And you'll get a chance to see the projector, the investment that you put into your projector, the time that you put to research to get that perfect machine. What is this supposed to exactly look like, instead of looking on a washed out or gray screen where you can't even pick up a 100% contrast level. And that's pretty bad. That's extremely bad. Okay, well, with that being said, I am going to do some housework around here. And when that dries, we'll be back on to check out the new technology, which I can't wait. Gotta go. Thank you all, and God bless.